If you like this video, make sure to visit our Vimeo page and follow us to get the latest update.
Okay, so so we are discussing about most of the very important point. We are discussing what we are discussing in the class. So we're discussing about lot of the transaction, lot of the tables have been eliminated. Means they eliminated in the sense is nothing but they have been removed. For example, this is the diagram. What is SAP is telling that now most of the aggregate tables and the index tables are no more available. For example, I'll go to one of the table. Okay, I'll go to one of the index table. We call it as a B. Okay, in SAP I'm telling BSIS table. What is this BSIS table? GL index table. Okay, GL index table. I'll take one example. I'm taking this BSIS is the GL index table for the open item management, and there are customer open item management tables are also. The BSID is the customer and BSIK is for the vendor. S is always going to be for the GL and D is always going to be for the customers and K is always going to be called as the customers, vendors. Now I see this all the three tables are no more available in SAP S4HANA. Means these all the four tables, these all the tables have been removed. Removed means nothing but now there will be no technical settings. Very, very important point. There will be no technical settings. No technical settings in SAP S4HANA. Very, very important point. Very, very important point. Earlier in SAP ECC, what is happening? These all the tables have the technical settings. I'll show how to see the technical settings. These all the tables are going to be having the technical settings. And if I go into the SAP, I'll show that. Okay, all the tables are having the technical settings, and we can see the data is going to be stored in these tables, which are going to be called as the index tables. Actually, with these tables are going to be called as the index tables. And we have some aggregate tables are also there. We have some tables called as FAGL, FLEX, Flagel Flexa, FALG, okay, FALG, FLEXT, Flagel Flext table, total table. So these all the tables are also not going to be available in other SAP S4HANA. So now what is SAP is telling that? Now what is SAP is telling that? There is a concept called as redirecting. Very, very important. There is a concept called as redirecting. Redirecting. Very, very important concept. Very, very important concept. Okay. Now there is a one customer. I'll take an existing customer. Okay, there is the one customer. He's into the SAP ECC. Okay, he is an SAP ECC customer. SAP ECC 6.0 customer. Now the customer has converted his system. The customer has converted the system and he has got migrated to the new architecture. He has migrated to the new next generation business suite into the SAP S4HANA. Very, very important. So very recently, he has converted his system from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA. So during this conversion, before he do the conversion to the SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA, so he has lot of technical objects are there. There are a lot of custom objects are there. CUSTOM, custom objects he has developed. Not standard one I'm talking about the custom objects. Lot of custom objects are there. For example, one of the custom object we are going to be calling it as a customer aging report. Customer aging report. This is a customized report actually. This is not the standard SAP one. This is what exactly, okay, based on the requirement, the report was developed and the report name has been given, for example, Z underscore, okay, CUST report, something like that. Okay, this is a report name. So this report was developed by the user. Okay, very, very important. This report was developed as per the requirement of the business, and we are working on the report in SAP ECC. So there is a one tool called as, before you do the system conversion from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA, very, very important, my dear friends. Very, very important point this is. Before you do the system conversion from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA, there is a one cool tool called as custom. Very, very important, because we are doing the Because we are doing the program conversion also from the SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA. Okay, custom code analysis. There is the one tool called as custom code analysis. A very, very important tool actually. This is very, very important tool. So this custom code analysis is a tool provided by the SAP. Custom analysis, actually we call it the custom code analysis. We have to execute the tool in SAP ECC. We have to upload all the simplifications. Very, very important. I'm going to be calling as the simplifications. What is the simplifications? In SAP S4HANA, the data structure was simplified. Earlier, we have the index and the aggregate tables. Today, we are telling that we don't have the index and the aggregate tables in our SAP S4HANA. All these index and aggregate tables have been removed in SAP S4HANA and they have been moved as a compatibility view tables. Now in SAP S4HANA, how they look like? They are going to look like a compatibility view tables. We call them as the compatibility view tables. I'll show that. Okay. So now, lot of simplifications have been happened between the SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA in data structure point of view, not in the table. Okay, data structure. I'm not talking from the business point of view. I'm not talking your business process point of view. I'm talking from the SAP data structure. Data structure means at the table level. At the table level. So lot of simplifications have been happened in SAP S4HANA comparing SAP ECC. Now I want all those simplifications. What are all the simplifications where the SAP has done? I want all the simplifications. So where we can download all the simplification from SAP Service Marketplace. We can download everything from the SAP Service Marketplace. Very, very important here. Very, very important. We are going to be calling as a Service Marketplace. From the SAP Service Marketplace, what we will do? We will download all the simplifications. We will download all the simplifications, and what we will do, all the simplifications are uploaded in this custom code tool. Very, very important. There is a tool. This is the tool given by the SAP. This is the tool given by the SAP. Very, very important. So we are going to be downloading all these simplifications in the custom code analysis. That is the tool. And what we are going to do, we are executing the tool in SAP ECC. Very, very important. So you can get all this information here. Okay, very, very important. See here. I'll give the document also, not a worry. Okay, don't worry. Okay, SAP S4HANA conversion. Conversion guide. We want a conversion guide for 2020. I'm looking for the 2020 conversion guide for the 2020. I'll download and I'll upload also for you. Do not worry. Okay, conversion guide. I'm taking the latest one conversion guide. I'm taking the latest one conversion guide. Very, very important here. Okay. Okay. So just I'll explain to you. Okay, this is the conversion guide. This is the latest one. Okay, where we are going to be calling as a custom code for SAP S4HANA 2020 release. That is the conversion guide. Okay, we can call it as. So here, before the conversion, here I'm going to be talking this tool. This is called a custom code analysis. Very, very important. You can see here the tool. The tool name is going to be called as a custom code analysis. You can find that in the page number 25. If I go to the custom code analysis, the custom code migration checks are based on the simplification item concept. Very, very important. So what is the simplification item concept? The simplification item concept talks about the simplifications done comparing with your SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA. What simplifications? Are you talking the functional simplifications or are you talking the data structure level simplification? Data structure simplifications means the table level. You're talking from the table level. What is the table level? Most of the tables are removed in SAP S4HANA. Only few tables are available and lot of tables have been replaced with the new tables. So I'm talking from the data structure from the table point of view. So when I go to the simplification, when I go to the simplification concept with SAP S4HANA, business processes have been changed and simplified before converting SAP S 2020 or any features of the support pack. You need to check your custom code against SAP S4HANA simplification in SAP S424. Okay, the simplification, this is what I'm telling. The simplifications are loaded into the custom code migration tool. So there is a called as a tool. This is the tool. Who is going to be providing this tool? This tool will be provided by the SAP. So whatever the simplifications you have downloaded from the SAP Service Marketplace, you have to upload all the simplifications in this custom code migration tool. Very, very important, my dear friend. Very, very important concept. Okay. But after you run the tool, you will get the list of instances where your custom code does not compile with your scope and the data structure. See, always I'm going to be talking from the data structure. Very, very important. What is the data structure? A data structure is nothing but you're talking the data structure at a table point of view. How the data structure, what are the technical settings, columnar storage or the row based, everything we can see at the data structure level. So what you are going to do? So you're loading all the tools. After you run the tool, you will get a instances where your custom code does not compile. Very, very important. So in the SAP ECC, how many custom objects are there? Exactly, Mahesh. One example I'll take. There are 100 custom objects are there, Mahesh. There are 100 custom objects are there. 100 custom, not standard one. I'm not talking from the standard point of view. I'm talking from the custom one. Because what is the custom? Anybody can tell me what is the custom? Customized.
Customizing the flows based on the business.
Exactly.
Not standard SAP.
I got a standard car. I purchased a new Benz car with a standard C200. It's a standard one. When I got it from the buyer, from the seller, I got a standard one. But later on, I've done some customizing. I'm done some customizing. Means, okay, 80% is going to be the standard and 20% is going to be called as the customized. Okay, I customize according to my business process. SAP is giving a standard solution to me, but the standard solution is not 100%. It's not 100% which is meeting my business requirement or my business process. I need to do some customizing or not. If I don't do the customizing, whether the SAP is going to be the best product for you? No. So I need to do the customizing. Whether the customizing can be 20% or 25%. Sometimes it's going to be the 50% also. It depends upon your requirement. So you are understanding the business requirement and you are understanding the gaps. Okay, gaps are very, very important. You are understanding the gaps. Okay, very, very important. So you have to fill those gaps. Your SAP standard solution is giving a one approach and your business process is giving a one approach. So there are a lot of gaps will be there to develop, to implement SAP for the particular customer. So you have to fill that gaps. So how you're going to be filling the gap? By using of the custom objects. You're writing some custom program and you're fulfilling that, like reports, like enhancements, like write-ups, like forms, like workflows, like anything, whatever maybe. Okay. So there are nearly about 100 custom objects you have developed in the standard SAP. So these 100 custom objects, tomorrow when I'm going to be doing the custom code migration, but in nothing but tomorrow when I'm doing the conversion from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA, all these custom objects which have been written based on the logic of SAP ECC programming, whether they can be applicable in SAP S4HANA. I can use the same, I can use all these custom objects in SAP S4HANA. This is standard. I don't have any kind of issues. Standard. Okay, there is a note. Okay, SAP is going to take care of that, all the standard, but the custom objects are very critical here because all the custom objects you are developed based on the ECC data structure, not based on the SAP S4HANA data structure. In SAP S4HANA, all the data structures have been simplified, but in SAP ECC, the data structure is different. So you are developed all the custom objects based on, very, very important, based on ECC data structure, very, very important, not based on SAP S4HANA. So when you are doing the system conversion from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA, what you have to do? You have to check whether all these custom objects can be utilized in SAP S4HANA or not, or whether I need to rewrite some other concept. Very, very important. Whether I need to rewrite the same program after the conversion to the SAP S4HANA, because you have developed all these custom programs. You have developed all these custom programs based on your ECC data structure, not based on your SAP S4HANA data structure. So what I'm going to do now, SAP is going to provide the tool called the custom code migration tool, and you have to download all the simplifications. These simplifications talks about the new data structure simplifications, and those simplifications you have to upload in the custom code tool and you have to execute that tool. And after you execute, it will take approximately 45 minutes to 1 hour time, and it will give an output log. It will give an output log in the SAP ECC. Very, very much, just like a report. It will give an output log and it will show some instances, very, very important. It will show some instances where these instances report will be given to you. And some of the instances out of this 100 custom, there are 20 instances, there are 20 objects are there. There are 20 objects are there, which has to be modified, which has to be rewrite the program once again. Because these 20 objects are not based on, not meeting the requirement, not based on the new data structure of SAP S4HANA. Very, very important. So what you have to do, either you have to stop these 20 objects to get migrated from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA, or SAP will suggest you where, in which line you have to change the logic, which line you have to rewrite it, which line you have to redirect the line. So SAP, if you open the custom instances, if you open the instances of the report, if you double click on each and every instances of the 20 reports or 20 custom objects, it will guide you in which program you have to do the changes, which program you have to make the changes. Whatever the changes SAP is suggesting, you have to make the required changes. Or if you're not going to do the changes, then what the system is going to tell you, only those 80 objects can I transfer to the SAP S4HANA. Remaining 20 objects are not based on the new data structure of SAP S4HANA. These 20 objects cannot be, these 20 instances cannot be upgraded to the new SAP S4HANA data structure. Very, very important. Now, what I had to do? These 20 objects I had to rewrite, or I had to rebuild the programs in SAP ECC based on the new data structure as per the SAP suggestion. That is what exactly the logic here. So what is the custom code check? The custom code checks do not yet identify all the instances where your custom code does not compile with SAP S4HANA. Very, very important. It's a very, very important point. What it is telling, that where your custom code does not compile with your comply with your SAP S4HANA. With high recommended that you perform the checks before starting the conversion process. That is what exactly what I'm going to do. I'm doing this activity before I converting from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA. So check, because this step is most important preparation for your ABAP custom code on the way to the SAP S4HANA. If you do not plan to take the development actions, if you do not plan to take the development actions for these 20 objects, which are not permittable, which are inconsistent to do the system conversion from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA. Remaining 80 are going to be the okay, but only this 20 are having the problem with the data structure change. Before the conversion, these checks will give you a sound foundation for your project planning and organization. They also enable you to decide on the helpful preparatory activities such as the decomposing of unused custom codes. Out of this 20, all the 20 objects are going to be required. Can you do the cleaning? Can you do the house cleaning? Can you remove the unwanted which are not going to be used out of this 20? Can you remove the unwanted custom objects which are not going to be used? Only you're developed for reporting purpose, for audit purpose, you might have developed some objects. Can you remove them? Can you clean your house? And then let me know that I can rerun this custom code analysis. After I rerun, after you remove that, I got about 15 custom objects are still remaining. So what is SAP is telling? You have to, this is very, very important. So what is SAP? The most important for custom policies on the way, even if you do not plan to take a development action before the conversion. This is what the logic. Development actions before the conversion. So what is SAP is telling? So you have to modify this program for all the 15 objects you have to modify. Where you have to modify, SAP will give the guide. Don't worry about that. Always SAP is with you. If you do not understand where you have to modify, you're always connected with SAP. SAP is going to help you out in what are all the lines you have to change the lines to meet the requirement as per the new data structure. And after you done the modifications, after you completely prepared the development action plan for all the 15 objects, after you complete, again you have to run the custom code analysis again and check whether all the remaining 15 objects are also meeting the new requirement of the SAP S4HANA with the consistent report without any locking objects. then only I can do the system conversion from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA. So what is happening? This is only for the custom objects, not for the standard objects. This is only for the custom objects are there. Very, very important here. Very, very important. Okay. Now, after I complete this activity, then only I can do the system conversion from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA. Okay, get it. Okay. From till here, it is very good. Now, Mahesh, after I converted the system to the SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA, so you're telling me that all these 100 custom objects I can see in SAP S4HANA or not? Yes, definitely, 100%. All these 100 custom objects I can see in SAP S4HANA. Very, very important. No need to develop once again because already I completed the prerequisite activity by using this custom code analysis. I've done the required changes by development activity. Now, all these 100 objects are available in SAP S4HANA. Now, tell me now, one important thing. When I go to the customer aging report, this report was developed based on these 3 index tables and these 2 aggregate tables. Very, very important, Mahesh. Very, very important. Okay. So you're telling me that this customer aging report also works in SAP S4HANA. Yes, definitely it will work in SAP S4HANA. But in the earlier sessions, you are very clearly telling now, all these index tables and the aggregate tables are removed in SAP S4HANA, means there will be no technical settings are going to be available for this, all the 5. Example, I'm taking 5 tables. There are a lot many tables are there. I'll show all the tables. So you're telling me that all the technical settings have been removed for all the 5 index and aggregate tables. But how do you execute the same report in SAP S4HANA if the table data structures are not available? How do you execute them if the tables have been removed? Then how do you execute? What is the logic behind that? That is what exactly we call it as tables have been replaced with a new view table. Those view tables are called as the compatibility view table. What is the tables? We call them as the compatibility view tables, and in SAP terminology, in a technical terminology, we call them as DDL SQL view table. We call them as the DDL SQL view tables. We call it as the data definition language, structured query language view tables. Data definition language and structured query queue language were very, very important. So in the normal terminology, we call them as the compatibility view tables. No need to worry, Mr. Mahesh. Even though the technical settings are removed in SAP S4HANA for all these 5 tables, but I have a concept called as a view table. I generated a view table for all these 5 tables. Each and every table will have a one view table. Now, when I go into the SAP, see here, I'll go to the transaction. I'm seeing one table called as BSIS table. See here. This is an SAP S4HANA 2020 system. This is not a SAP ECC system. This is our SAP S4HANA system. Now, earlier in SAP ECC, the technical content of the table is available. It is a live table in our SAP S4HANA, in SAP ECC. But now in SAP S4HANA, when I want to see the display of this table, when I'm clicking on the display of this table, see, this is called as the CDS database view table. Very, very important. You can call it as the compatibility. Can somebody tell me what is the CDS? Anybody have an idea what is the CDS? Core Data Service. What is the CDS abbreviation? Core Data Service. If you have pen and paper, if you are open a notepad, please make a note of this. Core Data Services. Now, now, when I see this table here, this is what exactly called as a compatibility view table. You call it as a CDS view table. We call it the core data service view table. Now I take one active table now, which is already available in SAP S4, not BSEC table, not BSIS. I'll take the BSEC table. This BSEC table is still, it is live table. It is not removed. No technical settings are removed. Okay, the table is like that. In SAP ECC also the BSEC table is available. In SAP ECC also BSEC table is available. In SAP S4HANA also the BSEC table, it is live table. So now when I go to the BSEC table, when I click on the display, you can see it is a live action table. You can see here, it is a transparent table. It is an active table. It is not a CDS view table. See the difference. 2 tables I'm showing here. I'll open one more screen. Same, SE11. I'll give the BSIS. I'll give the BSIS. See the difference here. This BSIS table is going to be called as a CDS database view table. And this BSEC table is a live transparent table in SAP S4HANA. Means it is not a view table. The data structure remains as it is. No changes in the BSEC table. It is a very active table. I can see the technical settings. See here. If you click on the technical settings for the BSEC table, I can see the technical settings and I can see the DB specific properties. It is a columnar storage. It is not a row-based storage. All the data is going to be stored in the table in a form of a columnar. I'll tell you the columnar and row-based. So columnar storage. But when I go to this table, there are no technical settings. You can see there are no technical settings are available. I can see the technical settings here. I can see the technical setting tab here. But for the BSIS, I don't see any kind of technical settings. Even if I'm trying to go to the technical settings, SAP give a warning message. Hey, Mahesh, BSIS table does not have any technical settings. Very, very important. Means this active table is no more available in our SAP S4HANA. Instead of this BSIS table, SAP is giving you one view table. That view table name is called as V underscore BSIS table. The original table is called as the BSIS. I'll write here. The original table is called as the BSIS. Now the view table is going to look like this. This is called as the view table. Very, very important, my dear friend. This is called as the view table. V underscore BSIS is the view table. What is the view table is going to be called as compatibility view table, or it is also called as the CDS view table. What is the CDS? Core data service view table. So now what is SAP is telling now? Even though all the tables, the technical content have been removed, but the table will work as it is. Don't worry. The table data structure will work as it is, but in a form of a compatibility view tables we are going to be. So the system, what it will do, instead of reading the data from the original tables in SAP S4HANA, instead of reading the data from the original tables, it will read the data from the underlying view tables from today onwards, not from the original table, because these original tables are no more available in SAP S4HANA. So what I'm going to do, I'm using a concept called as a redirect. I'm using the concept called as redirecting. This is the concept I'm calling. I'm going to be using the concept called as the redirecting. It will redirect the logic from the original content of the table to the view table. And this data will read from the view table from the underlying database table. Today, the concept will remains with the view table. So it look like this. See here, page. It look like this. See, I'm completely going and touching the sand in the ocean. Means I'm not covering a open dash, something like, okay, so the classes will not be like an open dash. Okay, this completed, I'll go for the next topic. If this completed, I'll go to the next topic. No, I have to make clear that yes, everything is a technical. Everything is a technical. Some part of functional concept is also there. But tomorrow you're going to be sitting in a chair as an SAP S4HANA consultant. So you have to make sure that you should have a knowledge in all this concept. Then only I can call you as a perfect SAP S4HANA consultant. Learning only SAP FICO or learning only SAP S4HANA finance is not going to be required. Is it true, all of you?
Yep.
Okay. This is okay. Now what I'm going to do? Now I am executing this report. Okay, this is all the things I'm explaining in SAP S4HANA. What is the report name? The report name is called as the Z underscore cust report. Example, same report. I'm using the same report. Z underscore cut report, customer aging report. Very, very important. Okay, what you're going to do, you are going to be executing this report, executing in SAP S4HANA. Very, very important, my dear friends. So once you execute this report, what the system is going to do? Yes, a select statement will be generated. Statement. This is called as a select statement. A select statement will be generated. Any report you execute, my dear friends, in SAP. So what is happening? A select statement will be generated. What this select statement will go? this select statement will go and it will start reading the data. It will start reading the database tables. Very, very important. Very, very important. So it will start reading the database tables, all the tables, it will start reading the tables. Which tables are reading? Okay, it will start reading the BSIS tables, BSIK tables, BSID tables. Example, just an example. BSID tables, okay, FAGL tables, all the FAGL tables, I'm putting star. But what the select statement is going to do, it will start reading this underlying database table. These are all the index and aggregate tables. But what happens? These tables are available or not? No, these tables are no more available. Now I'm just putting a cross here. Then what happened? The select statement will stop here? No. The select statement, what it will do, it will start redirecting. It will start redirecting. Now here I'm putting a concept called as a redirect. Redirects automatically, no need to do any manual, no need to do, you should not involve in this manual intervention. It's a completely automated script. Very, very important. 1 minute, I'll have some glass of water. Hey, can you put some hot water and stuff? Hot water. Yeah. Add some turmeric powder also in that. Add some little bit pinch of turmeric powder in that. Yeah. Bring it to me. Yeah? No, little bit turmeric powder in that. Yeah, warm water, not a complete hot water, just a warm water. Yeah. Huh? Thank you. Okay. So what the select statement will do? It will redirect. Where it is going to be redirecting? It will get redirecting to what? Somebody can tell me?
View table.
Exactly. It will automatically redirect to the view tables. These all the tables have been removed in SAP S4HANA. They are converted as the view tables. So automatically, the select statement, what it will do, it will convert to the view tables. How the view tables look like? V underscore BSIS, okay, V underscore BSID, V under V stands for view, V underscore BSIK, V underscore, okay, something FAGL, okay, something like I'm putting a star. These all are going to be called the view tables. Compatibility. These all are going to be called as the compatibility view tables. Now it will redirect and it will start reading the data. What is this compatibility view tables will do? Only you can read the data. Only read option is available. No modifications. No, you cannot do any kind of modifications. No deletion, no changes, nothing. No changes, everything. So what I'm going to be talking here, what I'm going to be telling here, so no changes, no modifications, no deletion, nothing. Only you can read the data. Only you can read the data from the compatibility view tables, because the technical settings are not available for this compatibility view. That is the reason. No modification, no deletion, no changes, nothing like. No, you cannot modify the table. You cannot delete the table. You do the changes in the table. So these are going to be called as the compatibility view tables. Very, very important. It's a view. I'm only talking the view. Then where these view tables are going to be reading the data? Yes. Now what I'm going to do? Now it will go and read the data. So here I'm putting the logic. So I'll explain the concept in a very systematic way here also. Okay, so I'll show that. So now select statement. First, it will go to the database table and automatically it will redirect and it will read the data. Where the data is available, it will start doing the reading the data. From where? It will start reading the data from the underlying database tables. Very, very important. From where? From the underlying DB tables. DB tables, very, very important. Now, where the data is available? It is available in the DB tables. Okay. What DB tables it is going to look out? Example, I'll tell you. These DB tables are going to be required. Example, BKPF. These all are live tables. BSEC, and another table called as ACDOCA table, ECDOCA table, new table in our SAP S4HANA. So it will redirect and it will read the data. This compatibility view tables will read the data from where? All the tables will read the data from this underlying database table. These are going to be called as the underlying database table. That is the reason in my class I told us, now today onwards you don't require this index and aggregates at any time, because we have this underlying DB tables are going to. DB tables are essential to the core function from today onwards. These DB tables, today I'm going to be removing all these kind of index and aggregates, and it will start. What this index and aggregate tables will do, it will start reading the data from this underlying database tables. Very, very important. So if I go to the BSIS table, see here, if I go to the BSIS table, there is an option called as the table join conditions. There is an option called as the table join conditions. Very, very important. Every DDL SQL view table, wherever you see the DDL SQL view table, it will have the table join conditions. If I click on the table join condition, see, it is reading the data from this BKPF and the BSEC. Very, very important. This is a view table. This is a view table. But this view table will read the data from where? From the BKPF and the BSEC. What is this BCK table? It is a backup table. You are removing the tables or not? It is, you're removing the tables. Earlier, the original content of the table is going to be called as the BSIS. Now, today you're telling that BSIS tables are not available, but still you can see the data in the backup table. So just I'm picking it. BSIS underscore BCK is the backup table. If something goes wrong, I have the reference in the backup table. So backup table is going to be available. So it will read the data from the backup table. It will read the data from the BKPF table. It will read the data from the BSEC. What are the fields? From the BSEC table, it is going to read the client, company code, fiscal year, and it is going to read the data from the Belnar with the GL accounts and with the company code data with the standard mandate. So very, very important. So what are the fields it is going to read? These all the field names are going to be reading from the underlying database. So one is for the BSEC and another for the BKPF and the BSEC. Very, very important. So this is the concept now today SAP has developed. So this is concept called as the non-disruptiveness process. We call it as a non-disruptiveness process. Means what is the non-disruptiveness process? All the custom code can read the data, but it, instead of reading the data, it will redirect and it will read the data from the underlying database table. Now, whatever the 100 custom reports you are going to be talking, Mr. Mahesh, all these custom reports can work as it is in SAP S4HANA by using this concept of redirecting process. So if I click on data definition, you can see the data definition, double click on it. So these are the underlying database table, BKPF and the BSEC. These all are going to be called as the underlying database table. What fields it is going to be reading? Very, very important. It is going to read all these fields. Very, very important. It is going to be reading all these fields. You can see these, all the fields are going to be reading. Very, very important. You can see here. Okay. So what is this? Okay. MNDT is called as client. I'll tell you what the client. BUKRS is nothing but a company code. GJ Gajar is nothing but you call it as a fiscal year. Bellar is nothing but an accounting document number. These all the 5 fields will be getting reading from the BKPF table and the client will be read from the BSEC table. But how? Where the logic? If I double click on BSIS underscore DDL, that is data definition language, double click on it. It will take you to the programming lines. This is called as a CDS, core data services. This is called as the source code. You can see here. This is called as the source code. Very, very important here. This is called as the source code. Okay, very, very important. It has not written. This is not the ABAP language. This is not the technical ABAP. This is not the core ABAP language. Very, very important. Very, very important. This coding has been written in the ADLT. There is a separate tool called as the ABAP Eclipse. Very, very important. Okay, so through the ABAP Eclipse, so you can see here, this is what exactly, this is completely called as a transactional system. So you can see here, define view BSIS underscore view as and select the statement And select statement is going to be redirecting, and it is reading the data from this underlying tables. You can see BKPF, DBKPF, what data is going to be reading. You can see this, all the data has been reading from this underlying. These are the lines. You can see these are the important lines where the system will redirect and it will read the data from the underlying database tables. This is the backend. This is the backend you can see here. This is the backend, how the logic, how the redirecting process is going to be working in the backend. So this has been written somewhere? No, it will be default. It will be available once you do the system conversion. No, your technical people are not going to be writing any kind of scripts like this. No, it will automatically, it will be available once your system is converted from ECC to SAP S4HANA. So this is how you can see, this is how you can see how the attributes are going to be used and what are the fields are there and what fields are going to be backup table fields are going to be using, what front-end fields are going to be using. You can see that is what you call it as a CDS view table, or you can call it as the core data services view table. So these view tables will work as it is, but it will the compatibility view mode. Is it clear now, all of you, my dear friends? Any doubt? Anyone
Yes,
has
clear.
any doubt?
It's clear.
Okay. Yes. So now we have the compatibility view tables. Now we have the CDS view tables. Now tomorrow, if you want to develop any report, no need to write any kind of explicit programming. Now today, earlier in our SAP ECC, we are giving the requirement to the ABAP consultants, and ABAP consultants are understanding the logical technical view of the tables, from which data, what fields has to be get extracted, and they're writing one explicit programming with 1,000 lines or 2,000 lines, and they're developing the report and give it to you. But today I don't want to develop the reports based on the ABAP coding wise. So directly what you can do here, directly what the ABAPers will do here, they will take all the CDS view table and they will do the inner joining of all the tables. Now today onwards, what they will do the inner joining of the tables like this. They will be joining the inner joining. They will join the tables inner like this. They will join the inner tables. Very, very important. And in the front end, they will give a directly one report. They will do within a fraction of 1 hour, 2 hours, they will generate a report and they will give it to you. That is what exactly we call it as the inner view joining the tables. We have a separate call class on that. I'll tell you what.
So it is similar to what we just write queries, right?
Queries, SQL queries. Okay, we are writing some SQL query similar to that, but it is going to be the data modeling. We can call it as the data modeling.
Okay.
It is very similar to that.
Sorry, Mahesh, what is that query thing that Mohan has touched on? What is that?
SQL query. Actually, there is a separate. Actually, we are going to be writing the query actually in the front end. Actually, as a functional consultant, I can join the tables and I can generate a report through the SQL query table.
Are you talking about the SQE one?
SQE one, yes. Here, this is. This is the query. Actually, our functional people, what they will do, sir, we will join the inner tables. Okay, for example, okay, so for example, I'm writing a one script, okay? So I'm writing a one script, okay? Z_CUSC, something like water maybe, okay? So something like, okay, I'm clicking on create. Okay, there's a lot of create, okay, so a lot of checks are available and a lot of things are going to be available. So I'm just creating. This is the functional people will do to develop any kind of reports or something like for the developing a small reports by joining of inner tables. So these are the 4 reports which are going to be available. You can see here. So like this, I can develop some reports. So customer management report, so credit management risk analysis report, dispute report, customer contract report, work list report. Like this, I can develop my own reports without any interfering with ABAP coding actually. So that I can develop with the custom query view. The view reports I can develop directly from the SAP. So in the same pattern. So in the same pattern, what I can do here, in the same pattern, see here. This is the view table. I'm going to be clicking on create. I'm writing that, okay, customer aging report. So I want to join 2 or 3 tables. So join tables. I'm going for the joining the tables. Okay, basic mode, enter. Now join the tables. Okay, we saw before that I need to give the database tables and I need to join the tables and I had to look for the tables here, which is very, very important. This is what exactly I'm going to be joining, 1 or 2 tables with the table names and everything, because we need to have these tables names are very, very important. What tables you're going to be looking. For example, I want to join 2 tables, the BKPF, and I want to join one more table. This is the BKPF, and I want to join one more table called as BSEC. I want to join these 2 tables. So in these 2 tables, these 3 fields are common fields. This is the BKPF and this is called as the BSEC. In the BKPF, we have the Bucharest. Bucharest is nothing but a company code. You can see it is the company code, and Belnar and the Gajar. Gajar is going to be called as the fiscal year. Now go back to the table. See. BSIS, na? BSIS. Table join conditions. So I'm joining these 2 tables, BKPF and the BSEC. What are the common fields between the BKPF and the BSEC? MNDT, Bucharest, Gajar, Belnar, and MNDT. So you can see here, company code is a mandatory, okay, which is the common for both. Belnar is the mandatory, Buzi is the mandatory, that is the Gajar is going to be the mandatory. These 3 fields are going to be the mandatory between the BKPF and the BSEC. So this is how this is called as the SQ01. Actually, we are going to be using called as SQ01 source code. I'm going to be joining the tables and I'm going to be executing the reports. Okay, join conditions. Okay, no additional foundation. Okay, no additional is required. Okay, I just joined that and I'm making alias. And if I go back and I can see the report layout is going to be coming and I can see the report here. So this is how I can do that. But now in SAP S4HANA, it's very simple that what it is going to do, it is going to be joining the inner joining of all the tables are going to be built internally. No need to join externally, it is going to be done internally. Or if you want any report to be developed, so the developer, what is going to do is going to the Eclipse and he's going to write the CDS views and he's going to build up the CDS views and he's going to do the inner joining of all the tables and he will develop the report and he'll give it back to me. This is how the CDS views are going to be working. CDS views are very, very important. Core data services. Mahesh, for every table, the CDS views are available. Every table, even if it is an active table also, Mahesh, for example, if you go to the BSEC table is the active table. For the BSEC table also, CDS views are available. Definitely for every table, the CDS views are going to be available. How do I look like the CDS views, Mahesh? For example, this is the live database table, but I want to find the view table for this. I want to find the view table for this. How do I find that? Okay. Very, very important here. Okay, so I'll show that how to find out the tables. Okay, here I'll go to the utilities. Here we have an option called as a where use the list. See the option. Here we have an option called as a where use the list. Click on the where use the list. So this table is using, you are using these tables in the programs. These tables I'm using in the classes. These tables I'm using in interfaces like this. You can see this table is getting used in all the time. I don't want to see the table where the table is using. Just remove all these and only select the data definition from here. Only select the data definition. Very, very important. Only select the data definition and click on enter. So here you can see database table BSEC was not found in the DDL SQL. This is how the logic. Now I'll go to the next table. See, for example, I'll go to the one more table, PSIS. Now see this table. Same utilities, where use the list, remove all and select only the data definition, press enter. Enter. 1 minute, it will come. What happened? What happened? What happened? Enter. What happened? I think they have not written the tag. 1 second. Oof. You will find all the versions directly in all the objects. It will show the list of the programs if you select the data definition. It will show the list actually. No, it is not showing. I'll show that. Okay, it will show the list actually. It will show an output. Okay, so let me check with what went wrong. I can see the list by using of where use the list actually. So by using of where use the list, you can find all the data. This is called as a non-disruptiveness process in SAP S4HANA. Any doubts till here? Anyone has any doubts? Is it clear? The class is very clear to all of you?
Yes.
So, Mahesh, am I right that transactional data tables will not have view tables, right?
Transactional data tables will not have the view tables. So you're talking about the two different things, master data tables and the transactional tables. Am I right, sir?
Yes, right.
So every
Like,
table, sir,
Like
every table.
BSEG, BKPF, it will not have view table, right?
No, these are the correct. Very good. Absolutely, you're right. These are going to be called as standard underlying database tables. Now today, very good, very good. Today, what I'm telling to my SAP, I don't want this index and aggregates. I want only these underlying database tables I want. That is the reason you can see all these underlying tables are going to be called as the standard database tables, not as the view tables. You're right. Absolutely right. Yes. These all the transactional tables are called as original tables.
Right. Yeah.
Original tables, these all are going to be called as the original tables actually. So if you are calling any functional module, if you are going to be calling any functional module, if you are calling any functional module, for example, if I call any functional module in the list, okay, so for example, I had these many functional modules are available. Okay, ledger description, something like if you're calling any functional module, if I click on the display, so these functional modules, whenever you're calling any functional modules in the system, okay, so this will call the underlying database tables, not the compatibility view tables.
Right. Okay.
Okay, any doubt in the today's session?
Yeah, basically view table does not store any values, right?
Data, volume.
It only
volume
reads
of
the data from the core tables.
Exactly. That is only the simple because I don't want to disrupt your existing report, so that because of that not disrupting that existing reports, I develop the view table. Otherwise, even the view tables are not going to be required for my SAP S4HANA.
Right. Okay.
Can we stop the class for today here? Can we take tomorrow? Huh?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll get some better tomorrow. Okay. So because
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
getting
Okay.
tomorrow.
Take care.
Yeah, take care. Bye.
Yeah, Manish. Thank you.
And one more thing, important thing. I'll be sharing this PPT with you, all of you. Okay. So I'll be sharing this PPT with all of you. So here, see here. If I go to the session meeting links, here you have called as assignment is there. There is the called as assignment. Okay. I'll click on the assignment. And I'm posting a new, whatever the new documents I'm going to be giving, all the documents are available in this assignment. Okay. Now I'll click on the post. I'm writing here. Okay. Very, very important. I'm giving a description. SAP S4 F01 book. This is very, very important book actually. Okay. Certification material, financial accounting certification book. Okay, you can find everything here. Okay, so just I'm pasting here because the description. Oh, sorry. Okay, and I'm adding that files to you in your local drive. Okay, I'm going to be adding that. Okay, SAP book here. Okay, I'm uploading the book. You can download it. You can download and you can start reading the book. Okay, till what we have completed, you can start reading the book. And important, okay, just here you can see the attachment. You can see the attachment is here. I'm saving that. Okay, now it was saving here. Okay, so go to that. Okay, go to this particular, go to here and go to that. Okay, go to the assignment and you can download this book. Very, very important. Very, very important. And in the same book, if we come down, little bit down here, we have three options are there. One is going to be called as a SAP S4HANA Cloud, SAP S4HANA Cloud Single Tenant Edition. There are two cloud editions are there. One is SAP S4HANA Cloud. Second one is SAP S4HANA Cloud for Single Tenant. And this is the on-premise. This is called as a HEC. HEC is nothing but HANA Enterprise Cloud. This is what exactly, including okay, hyperscaler called as HEC. HEC is nothing but HANA Enterprise Cloud. Very, very important here. Okay. So here we have these all the three different. So what is the business process standardized core ERP? Okay, flexible extensional ERP. Okay. Okay, this is what exactly customizable action. Now today we are talking about this customizable program. Okay, the little bit of ERP compatibility is there, but this is standard core ERP. This is a cloud, is a completely like standard cloud ERP. So all the three differences you can see: SAP S4 on on-premise and SAP S4 on a public cloud. This is called as the public cloud. This is called as the public cloud. And the last one, but not the least, SAP S4 on a private cloud is there. Okay, in SAP S4 on public cloud, high standardized procedures and allow only a limited set of customizing is going to be required. But when you go to the private cloud, which leverage the full functional scope, extendability option, and the localization of SAP S4 on-premise code line, just like means SAP S4 on a public cloud look like the same like SAP S4 on on-premise. Like it look like the same thing, like this only. It's look like very similar to this SAP S4 on on-premise. Every screen look like the same thing here. Whatever the screen you go, the SAP S4 on a public cloud is going to look like, but SAP S4 on a on-premise cloud looks differently. It's completely on the app based. It's completely on the app based. As I told you, in the last class, I told important thing. What I told that I download this one, I'll give it this one. Not a worry. Okay, see here. See here. SAP S4 HANA cloud. Okay. See here, SAP S4 HANA cloud. If I go to the SAP S4 HANA cloud trial, okay, it look like this. See, this is something like Fury-like, something like it will look like a Fury-like. It will, okay, SAP S4 on a cloud trial. You can also go. This look like this. These all are going to be called as the tiles actually, which are going to be. This look like a different. This is not on-premise. This is on-premise. This is completely called as on-premise. And the SAP cloud look like with the tile base. Okay, these all are going to be called as the tiles. A limited customize is going to be required. Everything is going to be the standard one. So if you see the difference here, okay, SAP S4 on a cloud option has highly standardized process and allows only the limited set of customizing. But SAP S4 HANA public cloud, private cloud option is there. SAP S4 HANA private cloud is different. This is what exactly you are going to be called as a private cloud. You can see SAP S4 HANA cloud, single tenant cloud is nothing but private cloud. SAP S4 HANA cloud is nothing but a public cloud. There is a lot of differences there between the private cloud and the public cloud. So if we go to the private cloud, which leverages the full functional scope, extendability option, and the localization of SAP S4 and on-premise code only, means it is going to leverage the same coding structure of your SAP S4 on-premise. This is the SAP S4 on-premise. This is SAP S4 on-premise. So it will leverage the same ABAP code extendability to the SAP S4 to the private cloud. So these are the differences we have. So whenever you get a time, so just go through this the three differences. Okay, SAP S4 HANA public cloud, SAP S4 HANA private cloud, SAP S4 on-premise, business innovations, okay, technical completion, okay, the system governance, IT infrastructure, customization, extension, and this is separately running on a new platform application. See here, very, very important here. I told you in the earlier class, if you are converting your system from SAP ECC to SAP S4 HANA, either you can go for a new implementation or either you can go for the ECC conversion. But if you are going with SAP S4 either to the public cloud or a private cloud, you have to go with a new implementation. The SAP S4 and ECC like conversion is not available. You have to go with a new implementation process. No conversion is available. This is the conversion. This is the conversion. ECC to SAP S4. This is only for on-premise, it is available. But when you are moving from SAP ECC to cloud or private cloud or public cloud, very, very important. You are moving to the public cloud or a private cloud. You have to go for the new implementation. So whenever you get a time, just go through all the three things. Okay, whenever you get a time, and tomorrow we'll look at the data structure level tomorrow's class. Okay, thank you very much, all of you. Take care.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to visit our Vimeo page and follow for more upcoming videos.